Currently ranked 243rd in the world, Francesca Jones was once told by doctors she would never be able to play tennis anywhere near to a professional standard due to a rare genetic disorder called ectrodactyly ectodermal dysplasia. But at the age of just 20 years old, she finds herself into the main draw of the Australian Open for the first time, following a simple motto: the greatest thing in life is to do what people say you can't do. Individuals affected by ectrodactyly ectodermal dysplasia, or EEC, often have abnormalities affecting the limbs, including ectrodactyly, a condition in which part or all of the central digits, fingers or toes, are missing.
Next, we have a story about ectodermal dysplasia. It's a genetic disorder that affects almost every part of the body.
It often affects the middle fingers and or toes, but can be present in other forms, such as a groove or gap in the upper lip and a groove or gap in the roof of the mouth, known as a cleft lip and a cleft palate. EEC syndrome can also cause a variety of other symptoms, such as abnormalities of the urogenital system, as well as the eyes. This does not affect the brain, however. Intelligence is not affected at all. Most cases are simply mutations of a specific gene, either inherited or spontaneous. Jones was born with the condition in the small village of Oxenhope in Bradford, West Yorkshire, having 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand, with 3 toes on her right foot and 4 toes on her left. She describes herself as a not very sporty child growing up. In fact, it was just an accident or chance that led her to the sport tennis.
I was never really into sport when I was a kid, but my dad needed to get rid of my siblings and I for the summer because he had to work. So we literally just drove past Heaton Tennis Lawn Tennis Club, and there was this massive banner on the front of the club just saying like summer camps 9 till 5, 5 days a week. And he literally swerved the car into the parking, walked into reception, asked where he could sign us up, and then next thing I knew I was on a tennis court with some racket in my hand and someone hitting a ball at me.
She started playing at the age of 5 after being enrolled in a tennis camp at Heaton Tennis Club during the summer holidays. Unfortunately, her missing digits caused problems with her balance, an essential part of playing tennis in every aspect of the game, not just movement, and not to mention the difficulty in gripping the racket. With this in mind, at the age of 8, doctors encouraged Francesca to give up on her dreams, as tennis is a pretty brutal sport anyway. Jones was coached from the very first day she picked up a racket up until the age of 9 by Matt McTurk, who said he spotted something very special at a young age. The thing with Francesca is that she has always been incredibly competitive, said McTurk. Even as a 5-year-old, when she was part of one of our tennis camps, which I think was just meant to be a bit of activity in the summer for her, she was really competitive. Even then, that was quite striking at such an early age.
I mean, to be honest with you, it was quite apparent from even the first day that I saw her play that she had something. She was quite well coordinated, so she could rally with a sponge ball, without having had any coaching really. But as I said before, that was more down to her competitive instinct. She just wanted to win. She wanted to get the ball back so she could win the next point, regardless of how she did it. So when you have a student like that, it's a lot easier to work with somebody like that who has the desire to improve and to win, because that makes the coach's job so much easier. When you have a student who has that mindset.
Recognizing her talent and having taken coaching courses himself at the Sánchez Gasol Tennis Academy in Barcelona, whereby current players have gone before, such as Andy Murray, McTurk decided this was the best place to further her development, moving to Spain full-time in 2010 at 9 years old. This year is the 4th that Jones has featured on the LTA's Pro Scholarship Programme, which provides support to potential British star players of the future aged 16 to 24. It launched in 2016, providing world-class coaching and financial and physical support for players that have a genuine chance of reaching the top 100 in 5 years.
The PSP program has been great for me the last few years. The main reason being is I went through a period of injuries that just seemed to keep having a domino effect. One would lead to the other. I think that the biggest thing for me was the support that I had from the doctor, Joe Larkin, who's pretty incredible, and the physios, and Millie, who put a lot of work in with me during that period. And I think that medical support was and has been to date the biggest thing for me for sure.
Jones achieved a career high of 31 in the ITF junior rankings in 2017, overall making 7 finals and winning 5 titles, now the 5th ranked British women's player on the WTA tour. To best help her play, she uses a lighter racket and a smaller grip, but her main focus has been to maintain a strong physicality to prevent injuries, having had 10 surgeries already. Her off-court training includes lots of work centered around balance and technique, as well as strengthening up parts of her body and enhancing her movement so she can compete at the highest level. Perfection is the goal for Fran, as well as being essential for her game. Jones just recently got through qualifying of the Australian Open, only once before competing in qualies, losing in the first round of Wimbledon in 2019 to Katarzyna Kawa. With her 3 wins in Dubai, that launches her to a career high of 217 in the rankings, even beating the likes of Monica Niculescu in the first round and losing just a single game in her final match. Her response to getting into the main draw was this: "I use the condition as a positive and advantage in many ways. I'm not playing out of revenge on the doubters," she said. "I'm playing to have a positive impact on people who read my story, and I hope people can take the positives from it and build on it." She says she looks forward to her first round match, no matter who she faces, whether it's Serena or just another qualifier. Either way, as long as she stays injury free, there's no telling what she could achieve, and I look forward to it.